Imagine your body experiencing unpredictable and nearly constant diarrhea and having no idea why it's happening. That's the reality for our next guest, whose body is wasting away.
About 2.5 years ago, I started to notice that my stomach was hurting a little and that my clothes were a little bit looser. I'd stopped doing any exercising, even eating more, and the weight wasn't staying on. Within a couple months, I went from 145 to 112. Saw doctor after doctor. I started getting procedures and tests, from cancer to AIDS to bacterial infections, and no one had an answer for me. A doctor asked me if I'd tried eating more, and I said yes. And he's like, just keep doing that, I'm sure you'll be fine. When I got down to 92 pounds, I was admitted to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with cachexia. I was put on intravenous feeding so that they could keep me alive. I did start to gain weight back. I actually started to look like myself again. They took me off intravenous feeding. For the last 6 months, I have steadily lost everything that I gained back. And the doctors have no idea why. I'm pretty much constantly eating. I have lost over 1/3 of my body weight. I'm too weak to leave the house. I always have diarrhea. Every day, all day long. My entire life is structured around whether or not there will be a bathroom. It's so bad actually that it keeps me from falling asleep. That's what my life is. Before all of this happened, I wanted a husband, I wanted kids, and that's just not the way it worked out for me. This has taken all of that away. I don't want to give up. I think that there's still something for me to do. I just refuse to believe that I'm done.
Recent Redo internist Dr. Melina Jampoulos and gastroenterologist Dr. Sue Satcher. Both doctors reviewed several hundred pages of medical records, and Dr. Satcher ordered a few additional tests.
Hi, I'm Dr. Satcher.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, I have gone through all of your records.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, you've been through so many doctors.
100? I have about 3,000 test results.
And you're still having some symptoms.
Yes, I'm still wasting chronic diarrhea. That's been 15, 16 months, I think, straight.
Obviously, you've been through a lot.
It's just a little hard to maintain hope after so long. I'd like to spend one day not sick. I kind of forgot what that feels like. I'd like to leave my house more often.
So we're going to try to do everything that we can to make you feel better. There is some additional testing that I'd like to do today. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and lay down for me. Is that all of that uncomfortable?
It's so bad.
So we finished up all our testing. The results will take a couple of days to get back, so I'll get back to you and we'll go from there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We also wanted to examine the mind-body connection, so our clinical psychologist, Dr. Judy Ho, also sat down with Marie.
Come on in.
Thank
So
you.
good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Where are the doctors in terms of their assessment?
They did a test to figure out that I had severe fat malabsorption and I'm declining too quickly.
What other symptoms were you having aside from the drastic weight loss?
I started shaking pretty badly. That's when the memory loss started. My best friend's husband asked me if I wanted French fries, and so all I could come up with was potato sticks. I get disoriented at night. I've gotten lost in my own bedroom, and that's very scary for me. I'm just not who I was when I got sick, and not for nothing, not all of that's bad. There's a lot that I've lost that I wish I had back, but there's a lot that I've lost that's totally okay.
Were you ever depressed or anxious before all of this happened?
Yes.
How do you cope with the present situation?
I share a lot about it, and I share a lot about how to advocate for oneself in the medical industry, and just listen to people and try to be of service that way. And I've had so many people tell me how useful my experience has been.
What have you noticed in terms of just your own mental health around all of this?
Sometimes I get upset and I cry on my floor, but most of the time, I know this sounds really weird, I've never actually been happier or more at peace.